So we're going to be moving on to topic 5, or topic 2 for accelerated, which is multiplying and dividing rational numbers. So that means positive and negative numbers. As a review of the adding and subtracting, when they're mixed signs, you need to subtract, and you need to look at whose magnitude is larger, and all of this stuff is going on. It's a lot of thinking. This one here, you subtract 2. This one has the larger magnitude. Multiplying and dividing is much easier. This is the kind of rule summarized for adding. This is subtraction, which remember means adding the additive inverse. So subtracting a positive is adding a negative, and subtracting a negative is adding a positive. This one little box here is the rules for multiplying and dividing. If they have the same size, they're positive. If they have different signs, they are negative. Remember what this means. -3 times 4 means 4 groups of -3. So that's -3 and a -3 and a -3 and a -3, adding all those together, which would give us -12. Okay, so this would be 4 groups of -3. This would be 4 groups of -3, which would give us -12. How are the addition rules different from the multiplication rules? The addition rules are much more complex. You have to really be looking at the numbers and thinking about movement. Multiplying, we can just straight memorize. Same signs are going to be positive, different signs are going to be negative. So, same sign is always a positive, mixed signs of a positive and a negative will always give you a negative for this reason right here. Okay, so let's move on. Super easy. 9 times -2 is -18. Okay, this would be the opposite of that. This would be +18. This right here, we're going to work across using the order of operation. That is -30 divided by -3. This is a negative by mixed signs. This is a positive because of like signs. This right here is a division problem. It's just another way of saying 24 divided by 8, which would be -3. The water level dropped 20 feet over 5 days. What is the change for 1 day? That'd be -4 feet for 1 day. So, or drop of 4 feet per day. You either going to use the symbol or the word. You wouldn't use both because both would create a positive. The last thing I wanted to kind of look at with you is the fact that -2/5 could be written with a negative on the top or the bottom. All of these mean the same thing. So if this one's written in the top, notice it still needs to have the 5 on the top. It still needs to have the 7 on the bottom. But that negative could be in the top, the middle, or the bottom. It can't be in both places. It cannot be upside down. But the negative could be on the bottom, or it could be in the middle. We can't have 2 negatives because 2 negatives would make a positive. That's it. That's the lesson. It's super easy. Same sign, positive, mixed signs, negative.